everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and do you know what today is? It's Tag Tuesday. So we're going to be making a tag today, and I've got all the components ready to go, because with doing 2 videos a day, I got to kind of shorten them up, but that's okay. They're going to be like little novella stories. You get to see quick reads, and we'll be good. Now, I have, I started playing with this set by Heather Hudson. I found one of her tags on Pinterest, went to her Etsy shop, and I'm, excuse me, I'm in love with these vintage. I've got a kind of a shuffle here, but here are some bigger pieces. They're, you know, pretty much ready to go on a tag. Here's another set of some smaller ones. She has mixed media pieces here that you can cut apart and use, and I've already butchered into mine. So these little pieces, there's a whole sheet of tickets to cut apart, and some of them go vertical, some of them go horizontal. There is this sheet that had all these little witches on them, little vintage girls, I guess, and this size, and these particular ones measure about 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. So there was a whole sheet of these. Here's the sheet of the tickets, and I've cut some of them out that I thought I could use for this. That was my scrapbook paper that I used. This is another sheet. It's got some larger moons, a smaller one, some beautiful black and orange moths, different sizes of candy corn. Then here's another cut apart sheet. The only thing I've not added on to here yet is any kind of a Halloween greetings thing, and I'm not sure, I don't really have room for one actually. So I think the tag is going to be as it is. So I love this vintage postcard. I love this. Okay, so let me show you what I started with. I started with some Stampin' Up paper from, God, I don't even remember what this one was from. Scrap-A-Ween maybe? And it had these witch hats on one side, but I wanted the frogs on here. And when I did this, the witch hats showed through the base that I was using. So I had to back it with some orange. And now we're going to use my new handy dandy tool from Spectrum Art Creations. That is just a piece of acrylic that will give me my exact same corner on all my sides here. And of course, my other scissors are over there, but I can run my scissors right against that acrylic. And because it's the same over here, the 1 inch, as long as I place it top and side over here, my corner is going to be exactly the same as the other side. This is the tool that I have needed. And so we'll cut that, and I have a perfect 1 inch chop corner on there. And then I'm putting this on my shelf over here so I don't lose it, because that would just break my heart. Okay, now before I start putting things in place, I'm going to punch my hole, because that's going to tell me where I can go with my embellishments. So I'm kind of centering this here, and there's my hole, just like that. I sound like Winifred, just like that. Now I am going to go ahead and dust this with my black soot ink from Tim Holtz, just to let that orange and green kind of blend together into one unified piece. Now this afternoon we have day 3 of the 31 days of Halloween, and I've already got the inspiration piece picked out. Okay, so now I've cut this from black using the layering ovals from Stampin' Up. Left my glue over there. Do I have another one handy? Of course not. I tell you, working at both tables, I need to have a glue bottle in both places, but then I'd probably still move one and wouldn't have it. But I have cut this from black cardstock, and then I've cut the layering plain edge from the Stampin' Up paper, and I'm going to, before I glue that down, I'm going to edge it with the black soot so it will blend into the into the black cardstock circle or oval. Now the reason I chose this pattern was I liked the check in the background here, the gingham here, and if I'd looked, I probably had an actual orange gingham over here that I didn't even think about till just this very moment. I guess I'll need to look at those tomorrow and see what I can pull to use here. When you have so many things to play with, it's kind of hard to figure out. Now, I'm not putting this down on here yet, but we are going to dust our girl and get her glued on there because I'm going to bring this up on dimensionals. And of course, my black dimensionals are over on the other table where I was putting some stuff together earlier. But that's okay. We'll be fine. Okay, so I've got her edged. I have her edged, and now I'm going to come back in with this and put her on that circle, just like that. Okay, let me grab my black dimensionals really quick. I need to order more of these from Stampin' Up. They come just like this in a 2-pack where you get a set of large and a set of minis. Now they may come 4 to a pack, 2 of each. I can't remember for sure. But if we still carry those, I will link them down below. And then I'm going to put, I'm not going to waste this, actually. This is a perfect size to run down the center of this so we don't have our trampoline in the center. And actually I cut that just a hair too long, just like that. And I don't know why I never remember to grab my non-stick scissors when I'm cutting sticky stuff. I still grab all my regular scissors. Lay them down here so I'll remember. Okay, then I'm going to come back in and I am going to put a couple of the larger dimensionals on either side. This just keeps me from having the trampoline or the springboard in the middle of my piece. Now before I take these off and glue them down, we're going to edge our ephemera pieces. This one I need to edge actually with a yellow of some type, but this I can edge just like this. Dust this down so we get rid of any white edges that I didn't get clipped off. Okay, let me see what I have for a yellow over here. And I love having all of my inks organized. And I think I like more mustard for this. It just looks like the perfect orange. So in here I will look and I will pull my dauber for more mustard. Just like that. And I have them alphabetized in the boxes so I can find everything. And then I'm just going to come in and that gives that kind of a little bit of an orange glow. I like that. And I will put those back in their case when this video is over with. Now, because I wanted to see where this stuff is going to lay, and I positioned her to the left so that when I go to over here, I'm going to lose the October part. But I have the 31 showing down here. That's what I wanted to make sure I had, that 31. And I'll show you what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle the 31 so it pops. Okay, so we know that's got to go there. And I'm going to take my pencil, you know, that I don't seem to have handy. Jeez, working on 2 tables, I'll tell you. I'm going to make a little tick mark right here so I can see where that needs to lay. And it will be hidden underneath of the element when we lay it down, so we're okay there. So I'm just going to squiggle the glue onto here. Look for my little tick marks to line that back up with. And then I wanted, this is going to come up here in about the same way. Just like that. And then this we know needs to go up here, but I'll come back to that in a minute. Now we can go ahead and position our witch. I have 2 jars down here. One is my scrap garbage can, and the other one is my jar that has all of my like pom-pom trims and stuff in it, and I keep wanting to throw the garbage into that one. I'm going to set her right here, just like that. And now we can see that the moon can go over here, and we're going to go ahead and glue this down. While I'm here and gluing, I started getting stuff into the shop today, and I realized that everything I wanted to put in the shop, I did not have the right size mailer for. So, I've got to order mailers, and as soon as the mailers come in, what some people don't realize is to put stuff in Etsy, you have to put up your photo, of course. You have to put your description up, but you also have to measure your package and weigh it to figure your shipping. And so without mailers, I can't do any of that. So we're going to work on that tomorrow. I really want to get this stuff in there. I have people that are already wanting to order. And I've pulled a couple of my, as you can see, I don't lack for trims. And that's why I'm trying to get some of them to where I can get them put in the shop. This one has a knot in it, so we're just going to pull that. And that little piece will go up on my trim jar. And then I'm going to put these 2 together, so that I had a little couple of different textures here. And wind this through. And pull these through. At some point they'll come through. What didn't come through? Something didn't pull right. Nope, something didn't pull right. Which is a challenge when you're working with different types of fibers. You really have to pay attention. And if I had my other thing over here, one of the things I love to use when I do fibers is a crochet hook. And I will get it pulled back over here, so I will have it for future videos. I'm not going to run after it right now. But I've got my loop there. I think this is going to work this time. There we go. That's going to work this time. And then what I like to do is to make sure that that stays, I will take the 2 finer ones like this, and I will bring them around and I will tie them in a knot in the front. Boy, that is so off the path. This short video is not turning out to be a very short video, is it? Good thing it's the one I will upload on my free space in the morning, because I'm going to need it. But I will take and tie that there, so that that loop, that half hitch, doesn't come undone. Because when you're working with 2 different sizes of fibers, that will happen sometimes. Excuse me. Now we'll get those out of here. And there is our tag for Tag Tuesday. I will be back here tomorrow. Well, I'll be back here this afternoon with day 3 of our 31 days of Halloween. Then I will be back here tomorrow for our stick pull for our first challenge for the month of October. Thanks for joining me in the studio today. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell, because you're not going to want to miss any of this crazy ride. Creative blessings.